We spent decades imagining tomorrow as a chrome-plated spectacle. The movies promised us flying cars navigating neon skylines and humanoid robots serving us breakfast. The reality of 2025 looks remarkably like an ordinary fluorescent-lit office. Artificial intelligence slipped into the background of our daily routines, arriving without a dramatic invasion or the flipping of a master switch. A few years ago, using AI was a deliberate act. You opened an app, typed out a specific prompt, and waited for a chat window to reply. Now it operates the way electricity or the internet does. It filters your emails, writes your code, and routes your phone calls without you ever actively asking it to. We tend to measure technological progress by how shiny and obvious a new gadget is, but the truest sign that a technology has completely saturated our lives is how quickly we stop noticing it. Consider the massive wildfires that routinely scorch hundreds of thousands of acres across California. Human dispatchers and firefighters rely on a network of over 1,000 mountaintop surveillance cameras to spot danger. Those cameras generate petabytes of video data. No team of humans can watch all of it simultaneously. So, state agencies trained a neural network to scan the feeds around the clock. It spots the faintest wisps of smoke and flags anomalies for dispatchers long before a human eye would catch them, allowing teams to extinguish potential fires before they ever make the evening news. This silent observation scales all the way down to the microscopic level. Inside hospitals, doctors deploy deep learning models to analyze patient scans and detect biological threats hiding in plain sight. This medical scan shows dense tissue structures. Researchers fed an AI model named Sybil thousands of these scans. By mapping subtle pixel arrangements, Sybil predicts cancer years before any physical lesion is visible to a radiologist. It even translates the physical language of our own biology. Patients with amputations use bionic prosthetics equipped with machine learning. The algorithm learns to read the faint electrical signals generated by remaining nerve endings, allowing a person to move a robotic hand simply by imagining the motion. The environment around us is now constantly predicting, analyzing, and executing highly complex tasks. With algorithms silently managing the heavy cognitive lifting, we have to address the future of the human workforce, trained to do that exact work. For decades, the collective anxiety was that robots would walk onto factory floors and replace physical laborers. Instead, the algorithms walked straight into the office. Writers, software developers, marketing coordinators, and financial consultants suddenly found their daily routines rewritten. A financial analyst no longer spends hours pulling data from disparate reports. The AI ingests the market research and generates a tailored portfolio strategy in seconds. A single individual equipped with these tools can consistently match the daily output of a 5-person team. The constraints of time and physical typing speed no longer dictate how much work gets done. This adoption is happening at remarkable speeds. In markets like India, over 90% of knowledge workers have integrated AI into their routines. Millions of independent contractors and consultants are drastically increasing their output per hour, shifting economic leverage across the entire globe. The corporate ecosystem did not collapse under this wave of automation. It adapted. Businesses learn to operate highly leveraged systems where massive, high-quality output is permanently decoupled from the sheer number of employees sitting at desks. This massive leverage created an entirely new business model, the solo empire. One person, armed with a laptop and an internet connection, uses AI assistants to write software, rapidly design products, manage ad campaigns, and handle customer support. Nimble startups use this exact model to challenge massive tech monopolies. A handful of developers can build and scale an intelligent search engine that competes directly with giants like Google, doing it with a fraction of the capital and almost none of the traditional bureaucracy. For centuries, starting a project meant staring at a blinking cursor or an empty canvas and generating the raw material from absolute scratch. That barrier to entry is gone. If you need a script, a complex string of code, or a business plan, the algorithm provides the first draft instantly. The friction between having an idea in your head and seeing it executed in reality has been reduced to near zero. When the act of manual execution takes seconds and costs practically nothing, the economic value of human labor shifts entirely from manual creation to orchestration. For generations, our self-worth and professional identities were tied directly to the mastery of specific skills. You were a writer, a programmer, or an illustrator because you spent thousands of hours learning the mechanics of that craft. If an invisible algorithm can compose a symphony, write flawless code, and diagnose complex diseases with higher accuracy than a human, we have to reconsider what it actually means to be talented. Technical proficiency is now cheap and widely available. The traits that hold immense value are human curiosity, specific taste, and a unique perspective. We are stepping away from being the primary creators of raw material. Our role is evolving into something closer to a director or a curator, guiding the massive potential of machine intelligence toward the right goals. In 2025, humanity crossed a quiet, invisible threshold. We are now forced to redefine our own nature in a world where the heavy cognitive lifting of the mind is no longer ours alone.